videos, you enjoyed them. And now that I'm finished talking about that part of my super amazing past 2 weeks, next after Cuba, Jolie, Ashley, and I decided to head to Panama to celebrate my birthday and hang out with a couple other people from USAC because we had a week off from school, so why not, you know, make some lifelong memories. So we got back from Cuba on the 15th, and it was late when we got back, and Carlitos, oh, another thing, I don't know how I went through both those Cuba videos without giving the world's hugest shout outs to Carlitos and Natalie, because they handled so much of Cuba for us. We would have not, it wouldn't have been able without, it wouldn't have been possible without them. So thanks Carlitos and Natalie for an amazing, amazing field study. You guys are awesome at what you do. And of course, Orlandito, just amazing, amazing people. And so Carlitos told us if we wanted to get to Panama on time, you know, get through the border and everything, we needed to take the 6 a.m. bus out of San Jose, capital of Costa Rica, and we need to take the 6 a.m. bus to Panama. And it's not really as simple as taking a bus to where they were in Panama. I'm just gonna break that down right now. So we wanted to get to Bocas del Toro. I understood that that was an island. I thought the name of the island was Bocas del Toro. No, it's not. Bocas del Toro is a group of islands. And so to get to Bocas del Toro from Aradia, you have to get to San Jose. That's where the buses leave. So you can take an Uber, you can take a bus to San Jose, the capital. And then from San Jose, you need to take another bus or a very, very, very expensive Uber to Sixaola. Sixaola is the border city between Costa Rica and Panama. From Sixaola, you need to take another shuttle bus, Uber. I don't think they even have, I don't know. You need to get yourself to Almirante. Once you're at Almirante, you're on the water and you're close. From Almirante, you got a 40 to 50 minute lancha, which is a boat. You have a 40-50 minute boat ride to Bocas del Toro. Then you're there. How much of this did I know? Maybe like 1%. And so I was like, okay, we'll just take a bus to Panama and catch up with our friends. It'll be great. So we couldn't do the whole trip because it started while we were in Cuba, but we wanted to catch on to the second half. And so we did not listen to Carlitos. Nobody listened to Carlitos. We were supposed to take the 6 a.m. bus out of San Jose, but we didn't get back to Aradia until about 11 p.m. And we hadn't seen our host families in a week. All of our clothes were dirty. We hadn't eaten real food. Well, we ate in Cuba, but we hadn't eaten food like that day. We had lunch. Anyway, I was starving. So we finally decided, okay, there's a bus at 10 a.m. We'll just take that one. That should give us plenty of time, right? We knew it was about a 5.5 hour bus ride from San Jose to Sixaola, so we thought, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll catch up with them later. Should have listened to Carlitos. So we got to San Jose on time, and we tried to buy our bus tickets in advance, but we couldn't. So when we got there to buy our bus tickets from San Jose to Sixaola, the only tickets that they had were standing room only for 5.5 hours. You would think it would be illegal to sell some stuff like this, but it's not. So of course we bought them, and we were just like, ugh. So when we got on the bus, it was so hot, there was no air conditioning, and there was like one free seat, and the bus driver pointed at me, he's like, you can sit there. And so the three of us decided we'd rotate the seat, you know, 2 people would stand for an hour or so, and then someone could sit, and then we would just keep rotating like that so everyone could get a break. Well, didn't we get lucky, because the seat was next to Sam. So Sam was this older Caucasian male, and he was traveling. He was really excited to get out of the United States, and he wanted to just see some jungles and exotic things that he couldn't see back home, because he was saying how like his buddies are at this point in their life where all they kind of do is just play golf and drink, and then they go home and they drink themselves into a stupor, and then they just kind of repeat it the next day. And he was hinting at some drugs that they take, and I was just like, Sam, yeah, this is good for you, get out of the country. But he also spoke not a lick of Spanish. And then that was just a really interesting bus ride with us sitting next to Sam. He was so goofy, and he was so happy to like have met the people he met on the bus, and people were helping him get where he was going. He didn't even really know where he was going. I hope Sam's okay. I hope Sam's okay. One of the next to last stops before Sixaola was in Puerto Viejo, and most of our people got off there, which was nice, which meant we could all sit down. However, as we were pulling out of Sixaola, our bus got stuck, and so it was trying to turn the corner, and then two of the wheels just like dipped into this divot because too tight of a turn. And so we were just like, are you kidding me? Because it was one of those days where it's like everything that can go wrong would. And so they made everyone get off the bus, and they were trying to fix it. And this was the point we realized that the border was going to close at some point. I thought it was like an airport where you could just cross all day. No, borders close at 5 o'clock. And I was like, are you kidding me? Because of course this happened to our bus at like 3:40. And so we're like, all right, if this is fixed within like the next 15-20 minutes, we're going to go for it. We're going to try to get to the border, get through, and get everything taken care of. And so they finally got it fixed at like 4 o'clock. And we were like, we got time, even though Puerto Viejo is 50 minutes from Sixaola. So then we hop on the bus, and we're just like, ooh, our bus driver, we could tell he was breaking all types of traffic laws, trying to get us there on time. And then we get to Sixaola, and we hop off the bus, and this Panamanian guy is like, hey, no, what are you doing? You can't cross right now. The border's closed. And we're like, it's only 4:54. We have time. And he's like, no, you really don't. And we're like, get out of our way. So then we paid our exit tax from Costa Rica, and we went up, and you have to like physically cross a bridge across this body of water to get from Costa Rica to Panama. And then you have to get like stamps, and you have to go through immigration, and you have to you have to pay another tax to enter. And so we didn't know all of that at the time. So we were like, listen, we have time. Just let us through. Please, just let us through. Give us the stamps. And they were just like, no, you don't have time. So we were pissed, and it was 5 o'clock. So our bus left. So we were just kind of in Sixaola, which is like really shady border town. And the guy who met us when we got off the bus just kind of like refound us, and he was like, I can try to find you guys somewhere to stay tonight. We were like, okay, because we just wanted to be first people there tomorrow morning to get through. And so we were like, all right, whatever. We're just kind of following him around, and he took us to this one hotel, and it was full. And then he took us to this other living arrangement. We had all these birds outside. I was like, I don't want to stay here. And luckily no one ever came to the gate. So then we were like, all right, we're just going to go back to Puerto Viejo and come back in the morning. And then he like rushed us over to his friend who was a taxi driver. He was literally in the middle of a haircut. This man hopped up, ripped the thing off, and he was like, I'll take you, $30, I'll take you to Puerto Viejo. And we were like, Jesus Christ, we do not need to be doing this, but we did it. So we got back to Puerto Viejo after we were just like praying the entire ride. And then thanks to CIDES, again, coming through clutch, we already had a hostel and everything taken care of. When we got to Puerto Viejo, it was already dark. We just went to our hostel, got some pizza, had a chill night. Next morning, we woke up at 5 to get on the 6 o'clock bus to Sixaola. And we got to Sixaola fine. We managed to actually cross through the border this time, and we realized that it was a bit of a lengthy process, and there's no real clear way to do it. People just literally just point you. They're like, okay, you need to go there next. You need to go there next. And I'm just like, okay, like there's no real signage or anything, so you just kind of got to follow what the locals tell you. So then we finally got through the border, and then this guy offered us a shuttle ride to Almirante, which we had to get to. So we're like, okay. And like this guy's car was like officially marked and everything. So we're like, all right, we should be safe. So then we get in the car, and he like turns on the AC, and there's music and stuff. And we are trying to meet up with the group of USACers who are already in Panama. So I'm like looking at my watch like, hey man, could you come on? So then like 3 songs later, I'm like, he's got 5 more minutes. And I'm going to go talk to him. Because out of the 3 of us, me, Jolie, and Ashley, Jolie and I speak Spanish pretty well. And then Ashley's in the beginning stages of learning. So after a while, Ashley's like, yeah, I think you should go talk to him. So I'm like, okay. Because he had literally just been sitting across the parking lot in the back of his friend's truck, like, chatting, even though we had somewhere to be. And so I like went over there and I talked to him. And I was like, hey, when are we leaving? And he was like, we're talking right now, but we're about to go. I was like, did you just tell me that I need to leave because the men are talking? And so I was like, listen, like, what time? I need you to give me a time that we're leaving. He's like, we're about to go right now. Just got to finish this conversation. And so I just walked back to the car. I was like, you know what? You just added 2 things to my agenda. make sure you actually start driving this van, and 2, destroy the patriarchy. But anyway, so we got to Almirante, and then we got to Panama just fine, and that was really... So then we pulled up to the hostel that CDES got for us, which was really highly rated, and they got free pancakes every morning. And so we're in Panama, living the life, you know, and we finally went to this really pretty beach, and we met up with all the youth hackers. They were so excited to see us. We were so excited to see them. That was a really fun reunion that we had, and we finally met up with Carlitos, and we were like, we tried to get here yesterday. He's like, what happened? And we told him, he's like, you should have taken the 6 a.m. bus, but nobody listened to Carlitos. And so we were like, yes, we know you were the all-knowing Carlitos, and we should have listened. But now we know, really, just do whatever he says, because just do it. He was like, yeah, the exact same thing happened to me before, you know, he got stuck at the border, but yeah, it's just not a fun situation. And so Panama was really fun, and we just got to hang out with our group, and then that was on the 17th, and then we woke up on the 18th, and it was so much fun. Like, everyone was so telling me happy birthday all day long and being so nice to me. And at the beginning of the day, we like started off at this like dolphin cove, and it was so cute. Like, these little dolphins were just coming up. Now I thought it was gonna be like a Disney movie where they'd be like jumping over our boat and stuff. That didn't happen, but it was still really cute to see them. And sometimes you'd see them in like groups of 2 and 3, and I was like, Mom and Dad are taking their son to school. Like, it's so cute, just making up their life stories. And then after the dolphins, we went to this beautiful, beautiful beach. It was called Zapatilla, and oh my gosh, I thought that Cuba had the most beautiful beach I'd ever seen, but it just barely got beat by Zapatilla, because it was like a private beach. There weren't a ton of people there, and the water was so clear. It was just this little tiny island that just, God just like dropped it right there, and you just had these beautiful views of all the water around you, and the sand was so soft, and just amazing time at Zapatilla. And absolutely loved that. So then after Zapatilla, we went to lunch, which was fun. We just hung out there, listened to music for a little bit. People jumped in the water, you could snorkel. And then after that, we went snorkeling in like a bigger area. And another thing that made my birthday awesome was this little chiquitito named Luis. Like, he was so cute. He was 9, and he was just like, he was working with his brother's family company on our lancha. And they were just so cute. Like, I just wanted to take him home. And like, whenever we would land somewhere and he would go swimming in his jeans with his belt on. I was like, this poor boy don't got no swim trunks. I was like, I just want to get him some, I'll never see him again. So Luis made my birthday super spectacular. And then afterwards, we got back to Colón, which is the main island, showered and changed everything. We had a great dinner, and everyone sang happy birthday to me in Spanish and in English, which I just really felt the love. And we had these delicious like brownies with ice cream on them for dessert, which I was very pleased with. And then Carlitos gave me an extra one because, you know, it's my birthday. So that was really fun. And after that, we found this really fun bar to go dancing at, and it was just a really great way to turn 21. And I remember all of it, so whoa. But yeah, anyway, so 21 was great. And then after that, the next day, we headed back to Costa Rica. So Panama was absolutely beautiful. It had really kind people there, really beautiful people there. I wasn't expecting them to make so much fun of Costa Rican Spanish, but they did. And they're just like, it's in Costa Rica, everyone says mae. Mae is like dude, and mae is quite the sentence filler. So it's like, oh, ¿cómo está mae? Mae, bien, mae, pura vida, mae. But they were constantly making fun of that in Panama, which is hilarious. But yeah, got some new stamps on my passport. We made it back to Aradia safe and sound. And overall, it was an amazing trip. So that was my birthday weekend in Panama. Would do it again. Would do it all over again. But I would take the 6 a.m. bus. Alright, thanks for watching. Ciao.